At the dawn of the 20th century, an era of steel, steam, and an unrelenting work ethic, one of the most remarkable and influential masters of metaphysics emerged, a woman whose wisdom continues to resonate with impressive relevance, Florence Scovel Shinn. Born in 1871, Florence did not begin her journey as a spiritual guide. Her first vocation was art. She was a talented book illustrator in the vibrant and effervescent New York City. This artistic background, this trained eye for seeing beyond the surface and capturing the essence of things, granted her a radically unique perspective on life. Where most saw an arduous battle, an incessant struggle for survival, Florence saw a grand and magnificent game. And according to her, to play this game well, to become a master rather than a pawn, it was imperative to understand its fundamental rules. The most crucial rule, the principle upon which the entire game balances, is that our word is our magic wand, a tool of incalculable power, capable of shaping matter and circumstances. Countless people, perhaps even you who are listening to me now, live immersed in a state of perpetual effort. They feel that prosperity, peace of mind, and true security are always one step ahead, like a mirage in the desert, permanently out of reach. They work incessantly, follow the rules imposed by society, save when they can, but financial anxiety and a persistent sense of lack follow them like a shadow, undermining joy and spontaneity. Florence taught that the key to radically transmuting this condition does not lie in more external effort, in fighting harder against the world, but rather in a profound internal transformation. The tool for this alchemical metamorphosis is the spoken word, specifically a declaration of just 2 words that, according to her teachings, has the power to realign our entire consciousness with the universal flow of success, health, and harmony. I am. What will unfold next is not merely a superficial positive thinking technique. It is a deep and transformative dive, a practical and detailed guide to understanding and applying the principles that Florence Scovel Shinn shared with the world in her seminal 1925 work, The Game of Life, and How to Play It. Together we will explore how to wield this powerful declaration to dissolve the mental images of scarcity, fear, and limitation that have been etched, often without our consent, into the depths of our subconscious. And in their place, we will learn to build a new and unshakable consciousness of prosperity, so solid and real that abundance, health, and love become the natural and inevitable consequence of who we become. Life is indeed a game. Our words are the moves. Understanding them in their entirety is the first and most crucial step to turning the board in our favor and beginning to play to win. The invisible cause of scarcity. Before we can erect the majestic edifice of a new reality of abundance, it is necessary to have the courage and honesty to inspect the foundations of our current situation. The greatest obstacle to prosperity, as Florence taught with cutting clarity, rarely lies in the external circumstances we so readily blame: the faltering economy, government policies, the apparent lack of opportunities, our family, or our past. The true architect of our lack resides within us, silent, invisible, and sovereignly powerful, operating in the form of a mental image or set of beliefs that functions as a secret program in the vast and fertile subconscious mind. Imagine your subconscious mind as garden soil. This soil is pure potentiality, completely neutral. It will nourish any seed planted in it without making any judgment. It does not distinguish between weed seeds or flower seeds. It simply grows what is given to it. Consciously, with our logical and rational mind, we all desire to plant the seeds of wealth, happiness, health, and love. We repeat to ourselves, I want more money, I want to be successful, I want to find great love. However, if the soil of our subconscious is already infested with the weeds of contrary beliefs, the noble seeds we try to cultivate with such effort simply cannot germinate. They are suffocated, deprived of light and nutrients, before they even have a chance to sprout. These weeds are limiting beliefs, toxic ideas that we have internalized about money, success, deservingness, and our own worth. Often these beliefs were passively absorbed during childhood, a period when our subconscious mind is like a sponge, soaking up the attitudes and words of our parents, teachers, culture, and society in general. They have become automatic, unquestionable truths, operating below the radar of our conscious perception. Consider deeply rooted ideas that you may recognize in yourself. Money is the root of all evil. A distortion of a sacred text that creates a moral conflict, making you associate wealth with something sinful or corrupt. Asterisk, you have to fight and sweat blood for every penny. A belief that glorifies suffering and makes ease and flow something suspicious or undeserved. Asterisk, rich people are inherently dishonest, greedy, or unhappy. A defense mechanism that justifies the lack of wealth, but also programs the subconscious to repel money to maintain your self-image as a good person. Asterisk, this isn't for people like us. Our family has always been humble, an invisible loyalty to the family tribe that can lead to self-sabotage to avoid betraying your origins. Asterisk, I've never been good with money, I always lose it or spend it poorly. A self-fulfilling prophecy that turns you into someone who needs to get rid of money to prove the belief correct. Asterisk, there's not enough for everyone. Life is a zero-sum competition. A scarcity mindset that places you in constant defense mode, preventing you from seeing collaborative opportunities and the infinite abundance of the universe. Asterisk, feeling secure and prosperous is dangerous. Something bad always happens when things are going too well. A belief based on past traumas that keeps you in a state of waiting for disaster, preventing you from relaxing and enjoying your own life. Each of these ideas and many others creates a powerful internal resistance to wealth. Consciously, you may desire prosperity, but your subconscious, which Florence described as the faithful servant of the mind, is programmed to steer away from money if it believes it is dangerous, dirty, unattainable, or unworthy. This internal contradiction is the true cause of financial paralysis. This manifests in our lives through the phenomenon we call self-sabotage. Perhaps you receive an unexpected sum of money and feel an inexplicable compulsion to spend it on trivialities, as if you need to rid yourself of that strange energy. Or when you are about to close a big deal or get a promotion, a sudden hesitation, a misplaced word, a paralyzing doubt causes the agreement to crumble at the last second. A brilliant and promising business idea is abandoned because an inner voice whispers, "Who do you think you are to achieve something so grand?" We live in fear of charging a fair value for our work, feeling like imposters. We feel a strange and corrosive guilt when enjoying small luxuries, as if we are not deserving of comfort or pleasure. This is the direct consequence of scarcity programming. Florence taught that the subconscious mind is an immense but impersonal power. It does not judge. It simply accepts what is impressed upon it with frequency and, more importantly, with strong feeling. If the story we tell ourselves, day after day through our thoughts, words, and emotions, is one of struggle, lack, and difficulty, that is the exact reality that the subconscious, as a loyal and tireless servant, will work to manifest in our outer world. Therefore, the first and most crucial step for change is not to work more hours, but to alter the internal programming. And for this monumental task, we need a precise, powerful, and sharp tool, capable of cutting and dissolving the old mental images and replacing them with new and vibrant images of success, sufficiency, and abundance. The Revelation, Florence Scovel Shinn, and the Game of Life. In the vibrant and chaotic landscape of early 20th century New York, a metropolis pulsing with great changes, inventions, and an energy of infinite possibilities, Florence Scovel Shinn emerged as a singular and deeply resonant voice in the New Thought movement. Originally a successful artist and illustrator, immersed in the city's social and artistic circles, she possessed a remarkable clarity and disarming simplicity when speaking about the spiritual laws that govern our existence. In 1925, frustrated by the reluctance of traditional publishers to release such a radically optimistic and empowering work, she made the bold decision to self-publish her book, the work that would become her signature, The Game of Life and How to Play It. The title itself contained a profound revelation. Life, she affirmed with unshakable conviction, is not a battle to be fought with suffering and resignation, but a game to be played with wisdom, joy, and mastery. This single shift in perspective is capable of changing everything. A game has clear rules. If we do not know the rules, we feel like pawns on a board, helpless victims of circumstances, moved by random and capricious forces. We feel that life happens to us. But if we understand and apply the rules, we can become conscious players, masters of our own game, capable of influencing the outcome. The fundamental principle that Florence taught, the golden rule of this game, is the law of return, or as she poetically called it, the law of the boomerang. Everything we send out to the universe in thought, word, and action, backed by feeling, invariably returns to us. Our thoughts are boomerangs. The playing field, according to Shinn, is the human mind itself, which she divided didactically into two main parts. The conscious mind is the captain at the helm of the ship of our life. It is the part of us that thinks, reasons, analyzes, makes choices, and sets directions. The subconscious mind, on the other hand, is the vast and powerful engine room. It is pure power, a faithful and impersonal servant that does not question but merely accepts as a divine order any command the captain gives it with faith, conviction, and repetition. Florence realized with genius that most people live in a state of internal mutiny, with the captain and the engine room at war. The captain conscious mind shouts from the deck, "I want prosperity and success. Head to the island of abundance." But the habitual thoughts and beliefs, the negative inner conversations, and the emotions of fear and doubt bubbling inside the ship communicate a completely different message to the engine room, subconscious mind. Life is dangerous. Money is scarce. I am not capable. Storms are coming. Better to stay anchored in the port of mediocre safety. The subconscious, obedient and literal, materializes the stronger, more consistent, and more emotionally charged order, that of difficulty, scarcity, and stagnation. The ship remains stuck or goes in circles. The elegantly simple solution she presented was a tool for the captain to give clear, unequivocal, and powerful orders to the engine room, unifying the command and directing the entire power of the ship toward the desired destination. She called it the scissors of the mind, the spoken word, the conscious affirmation. With this sharp scissors we can actively cut the images of failure, poverty, illness, and loneliness that have been etched into the subconscious, and in their place plant the seeds of success, health, wealth, and love. And what is the most fundamental declaration? What is the phrase that functions as a master command, a universal password for the subconscious? This is where we arrive at the pulsating heart of her teachings, the declaration that defines existence itself, that claims power and directs the entire creative force of the universe, is a phrase of divine simplicity but immeasurable power. I am. When you say I am, you are not asking, wishing, or waiting for something in the future. You are declaring your identity in the now. You are claiming a state of being. And as Florence taught with fervor, the universe, by divine law, must mirror and manifest what you, with persistent faith, declare yourself to be. The power of the declaration I am. Why are these two seemingly simple words, I am, considered so potent, to the point of being the master key for the complete reprogramming of the mind? The answer lies in the profound nature of identity, and the universal language that both the cosmos and the subconscious mind understand perfectly, the language of being, of present existence. The abyssal difference in power becomes crystal clear when comparing two affirmations. The first, very common, I want to be rich. The second, the affirmation of power, I am rich. The first phrase, I want, although it seems positive on the surface, fundamentally stems from a vibration, a feeling of lack. It sends an unequivocal message to the subconscious and the universe. In the present moment, I am not rich. Wealth is something I lack. The principle of attraction, or the law of return, which is impersonal and precise, like the law of gravity, does not respond to our desires, but to our current vibration, to our state of being. Therefore, by vibrating in wanting, the universe will bring you more of the experience of wanting but not necessarily of having. You will remain in a state of perpetual desire, always seeking, never achieving. Now consider the monumental declaration, I am rich. This is not a plea, not a humble request, nor a vague wish for a distant future. It is an affirmation of an established fact in the present time. I am are the two words of creation. In the biblical tradition, when Moses, before the burning bush, asks God's name, the response that echoes through eternity is I am that I am. Exodus 3:14. This is a declaration of pure existence, of unconditioned creative power. By using these same sacred words, I am, you are consciously claiming that same creative nature for yourself. You are identifying with the state you wish to manifest, aligning yourself with the divine presence that dwells within you, the power that creates worlds. The subconscious, as we have already established, is the loyal servant. It receives this powerful and repeated declaration as a direct and irrevocable order to be executed. When you affirm with genuine feeling, I am prosperous, the subconscious mind receives the command prosperous and immediately begins to work to make it a reality. It subtly adjusts your thoughts, sharpens your intuition, calibrates your perceptions to align with this new identity. You begin to notice business opportunities that were previously invisible. You start having creative ideas that seem to arise from nowhere. You find the courage to act in ways that previously seemed impossible, such as asking for a raise, starting a project, or investing in yourself. The outer world begins to reorganize to mirror your new inner truth. Florence Scovel Shinn illustrated this principle with numerous fascinating examples from her practice as a metaphysical counselor. She tells the story of a woman who was in despair, needing a large sum of money urgently to avoid catastrophe. Instead of allowing her to drown in fear and visualization of debt, Florence instructed her to stop focusing on the problem and start acting as if she already had the money, demonstrating perfect and active faith in divine provision. The woman, instead of lamenting, began joyfully planning what she would do with the money, thanking for it already being a reality in her life. By doing so, she was declaring with her actions and emotions, "I am a person who has these resources." She was embodying the identity of the solution, and at the last possible moment, the money she needed arrived from a completely unexpected and surprising source. For Shinn, this was not a random miracle or coincidence, but divine law in action responding precisely to the woman's active faith. Another celebrated example she offers is that of a woman who ardently desired a specific apartment, which seemed impossible to obtain, as there was a long list of other more qualified candidates. Instead of worrying or competing, she followed Florence's advice to prepare for the goods she desired to receive. She began buying small decorative items, like a new rug and curtains, for the apartment she did not yet have. Her action was a powerful declaration of faith, a signal to the subconscious that the matter was resolved. Against all logical odds, the apartment became hers. These stories teach us a crucial lesson. The declaration "I am" is much more than a mechanical verbal repetition. It is a complete identity assumed with thoughts, feelings, and, fundamentally, actions. The great trap into which many fall is negation. If someone says, "I no longer want to be poor," the subconscious mind, which operates by images, focuses on the central image of the word poor. Therefore, affirmations must always be positive, declaring what you are, not what you are not or what you want to avoid. Asterisk, instead of "I am not sick," say with conviction, "I am the embodiment of perfect, vibrant, and radiant health." Asterisk, instead of "I don't want more debts," affirm with power, "I am financially free, and all divine supply flows to me abundantly and continuously." Asterisk, instead of "I don't want to feel alone," declare, "I am a center of divine love and magnetism, attracting harmonious and happy relationships." The phrase "I am" is your divine tool for rewriting the script of your life. Each time you use it with focused intention and deep feeling, you are giving a direct and powerful order to the creative power that lies dormant within you, waiting to be awakened. A practical 3-step guide to reprogramming the mind. Intellectual understanding of the theory finds its true power and magic in practical, daily, and consistent application. Below is a concrete, detailed, and transformative action plan for you to begin reshaping your financial and personal reality today. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs with radical honesty. The first step is to shine a lantern and descend into the basement of your own mind, becoming a courageous detective of the scarcity programs operating in the shadows. Take a notebook dedicated to this journey of transformation. Create a space of total honesty, a sanctuary where there is no judgment, only observation. Write at the top of the page the phrase "money to me is," without overthinking, without censoring or filtering. Jot down all the words, phrases, and ideas that come up: hard to earn, the source of all stress, a constant worry, something dirty, for others, not for me, energy of conflict. Be brutally honest. This exercise is a precise diagnosis of your current programming. Expand this investigation with other trigger phrases, allowing the responses to flow freely. Asterisk, rich people are X. Arrogant, lonely, dishonest, superficial, lucky. Asterisk, to earn more money, I would need to X sacrifice immensely, work to exhaustion, give up my spirituality, have luck I don't have. Asterisk, I in relation to money, am X. A complete disaster, incapable of saving a penny, unlucky, always tight. Asterisk, if I had a lot of money, I would secretly fear X losing everything and feeling humiliation, being judged by my family and friends, people only liking me for it, not knowing how to manage it. This list, as uncomfortable as it may be to write, is pure gold. It represents the subconscious programming that has dictated your financial results until today. The simple act of becoming aware of these ideas already represents half the battle won. By bringing them from the subconscious to the light of consciousness, you strip them of their invisible power and recognize that they are just old stories, inherited programs, and not immutable truths about who you are. Step 2. Create your I Am Power declarations. Now we begin the alchemical work of transforming the heavy lead of limitation into the radiant gold of possibility. For each negative belief you identified, you will build an I Am affirmation that is its direct antidote, a positive, powerful declaration that resonates emotionally with the truth of your soul. Remember the golden rules for effective affirmations according to Shinn. 1. Always in the present, use the magical words I am. You are not waiting, you are declaring a current and existing reality. 2. Always positive. Focus on what you desire to embody, not on what you want to avoid. The subconscious does not process negation. 3. Charged with emotion. The words must be a vehicle to evoke the feeling of fulfillment. Emotion is the energetic glue that fixes the affirmation in the subconscious. Let's transform some examples from the previous step. Asterisk for the belief money is hard to earn, and a source of stress. The new and powerful declaration could be I am an irresistible magnet for prosperity. Wealth and abundance flow to me in expected and unexpected ways with total ease, grace, and joy. Asterisk for the belief I am not good with money. The new truth to install is I am an excellent and wise steward of my growing prosperity. Every dollar I possess and manage is a seed for more wealth and well-being. Asterisk for the belief I don't deserve to be rich. The liberating declaration is I am fully worthy and deserving of all the unlimited abundance of the universe. Wealth is my divine birthright, and I claim and accept it now. Asterisk for the fear. If I have a lot of money, people will judge me. The new affirmation is I am an example of prosperity with purpose. My wealth blesses me and the world, and I inspire others with my success and generosity. Create your own personal and powerful list of new declarations. Write them in your notebook, on post-its, on the bathroom mirror. Read them aloud. Feel the vibration and inherent power in each word. This is your new truth, the new operating system to be installed in your subconscious. Step 3. Embody the new identity with feeling and action. Think to active faith. This is the crucial step that separates passive dreamers from conscious achievers. Florence called this active faith. It is not enough to merely repeat the words mechanically like a parrot. You must feel their truth in every fiber of your being and act in complete harmony with your new identity. The practice of feeling. Set aside sacred time, ideally in the morning upon waking, when the subconscious is most receptive, and at night before sleeping. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths to calm the mind and body, recite your I am declarations, one by one, aloud or mentally. After each one, pause. Do not rush to the next. Allow yourself to feel. What would the physical and emotional sensation of being financially free be like? Feel the peace in your chest, the relaxation in your shoulders. Feel the freedom to make choices based on desire, not limitation. Feel gratitude overflowing in your heart for a wealth that is already yours in the spiritual plane. Feeling is the language that imprints the affirmation in the depths of your being. The practice of as if action throughout your day, in every decision, in every interaction. Ask yourself this transformative question: how would a person who is prosperous, abundant, and secure act in this situation? Would they complain about the price of a coffee or appreciate it with gratitude for being able to enjoy it? Would they walk with slumped shoulders, furrowed brow of worry, or with upright posture and a confident gaze of someone who knows that all the supply of the universe is at their disposal? Would they hesitate to invest in a course for their own growth or see it as an essential seed for a future harvest? Begin taking small but immensely significant actions that demonstrate your unshakable faith. Clean and organize your wallet to prepare the space for the money that is on its way. Donate a small amount, even if symbolic, to a purpose that warms your heart, thereby activating the law of circulation. Wear your best clothes without a special reason, just to feel successful and vibrate at that frequency. Each of these small actions is a vote of confidence, an unequivocal signal to the subconscious that you are serious. As Florence taught, you must dig the ditches so that the rain of abundance, when it comes, has a place to accumulate. This three-step process, identify, affirm, and act, is your direct path to mental reprogramming. Be patient, loving with yourself, And above all, relentlessly persistent. With the declaration "I am" as your primary tool, you hold the power to create a new and magnificent future. The timeless and profoundly transformative teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn reveal a liberating truth: life does not need to be an arduous struggle, but rather a glorious game that we can and must learn to play to win. The most important rule, the master key that opens all doors of perception and possibility, is that we become exactly what, with persistence and faith, we declare ourselves to be. You are not, and never have been, at the mercy of circumstances. You are the programmer of your reality. Your subconscious mind is the unlimited creative power, the genie in the lamp, and the phrase "I am" is the programming language, the command that activates this power. From this exact moment, you are no longer trying to have wealth. You are choosing to be wealth. You are not seeking love. You are being love. The universe does not give you what you want. It mirrors and responds to who you decide to be. To seal this sacred commitment to your new identity, to take the first tangible step in your act of faith, I invite you to make a public declaration of your intention, sending a powerful wave of energy to the universe. Go right now to the comments section and write, with all the conviction and feeling of your being, "I am prosperous." Declare this to yourself, to the universe, and to the world. Feel the truth, the resonance, and the power of this affirmation vibrating in every cell of your body. And if this content has opened your mind to a new and exciting possibility, subscribe to the channel to receive more keys that can unlock the abundant, healthy, and joyful life you were destined to live. To conclude, let's anchor this new identity with a brief and powerful meditation. If you can, close your eyes for a moment, breathe deeply and slowly, and repeat silently or aloud, allowing yourself to feel the vibration of each word within you. I am the pure essence of divine wealth and abundance in manifestation. I am a divine success, and everything I touch and everything I do prospers magnificently. I am the mind of God, divine intelligence, and I know exactly what to do in every situation. I am immensely grateful for the unlimited abundance that flows to me and through me now and always. I am security. I am freedom. I am joy. I am peace. I am divinely guided, divinely protected, and divinely supplied. I am financially free. I am prosperous. Remember always, it is not about having in order to then be, it is about being, in order to then inevitably have.